Y'all know who we are. Y'all know what show this is.
Y'all know what the fuck we about to do.
Y'all know where to follow us at. Y'all know who I am. And yeah,
Y'all know what's about to go down.
I don't think we need to say anything more, Mike.
Some dude pod, bro. What's up, bang? Quick. Mental health check. How you feeling?
I'm better.
Good.
I'm better. I am much better. This was a better week.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of stuff going on and stuff, but this definitely was a better week. How about you, fam?
Today is good. The weekend was. These past 2 weekends have been rough. Had
Yeah.
rough weekends. Sunday I really was down. Last weekend it was a bittersweet. My daughter, she bowled in a tournament out of town in Detroit, and that was like the first tournament. My mom, she always went to every tournament with us. Like when we go out of town.
That's the first one.
Yeah, I was the first one she didn't attend, so it was bittersweet. But my daughter, she still did a good job and everything like that. And this weekend, Sunday specifically Sunday, it was a rough day, but other than that, we good though. No complaints, all thanks. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Chris Shields. That's his
Yeah.
that's his quote right there. No complaints, all thanks.
You know what, Mike? I don't think what we're gonna talk about is gonna get everything off of your mind, but
What was
we're gonna take you. We're gonna take you to another place. We're gonna get your mind off of it a little bit.
yeah, absolutely.
For about an hour.
Yeah, for sure. For
Because
sure.
here's the thing, Mike. It ain't really shit else to talk about.
Hey, but I'm gonna do this real quick before we get into what we gonna get into. Shout out to the women's shout out to South Carolina, the women's basketball team. Shout out to Don Staley. Finished off the undefeated season. The Louis Vuitton Don. That's
Yeah,
what we
I saw
call it.
that.
Louis Vuitton Don. All right, shout out to Don Staley. Shout out to South Carolina women's basketball team for completing the undefeated season. Shout out to the UConn Huskies for finishing off going back to back in the men's tournament. Let me see. Do I got anything else that I need to say before we get into what we need to get into? The White Sox, they stink really bad.
Stink.
They stink real bad.
Terrible.
But other than that, let's get into it, bang. I said that's all I got.
Mike, what happened to the game we love?
Man, bro, what's going on? What you mean, bang? What you mean?
Last week, I was expecting to talk about one thing on the pod,
Okay.
and then Sunday happened,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going in a totally different direction.
Okay.
So, for those who might be under a rock, J. Cole dropped a project, Might Delete Later. The final song on the album was a diss aimed at Kendrick Lamar. Now, before we get to the diss, how did you like the project?
The project is solid. It sounds like throwaways, but some solid efforts on there though. Solid records on there. Um, I'm definitely a fan of the I'm Ready flip with Cam. I like Crocodile Tears. Um I like
Do
the
you
joint
like
with
Crocodile Tears better than Alligator Tears? Beyonce drops Alligator Tears on her country album, and Cole drops Crocodile Tears. Which reptile is better?
well, I'm gonna just say which song I would listen to is the Crocodile. Is the J Cole record.
I would listen to the
I
Alligator
listened to
Tears.
I listened to the Beyonce album, and I would the one thing I would congratulations to her as well. She went number one, 400,000. So, which is actually that is impressive, G. That is impressive
In this day and age.
for a country album from an artist who's never done country before. Shout out to Beyonce, but that's an album. I listened to it one time. I will not go back and listen to it again. That's not to say that it's not good or bad or anything like that. It's just it ain't for me. I enjoyed Renaissance though, and still listen to Renaissance. There's records on Renaissance that I love, but this album is just not for me. But shout out to Beyonce. But as far as the J Cole record, I overall I mess with it. I mess with it. I rock with the Cole. I rocked with it, and then we get to the last song on the project, which is a 7-minute drill. which is the diss record aimed at Kendrick Lamar. And on first listen, when I heard the record, I was like, yeah, it's a misfire. Mostly and
No,
mainly
no, no. Wait,
because
wait, 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 Mike.
okay, go
We're
ahead.
not
I
gonna
was
go
just
there
gonna
yet.
all right, we're gonna
We're
get
gonna
to that.
talk. We're
But
gonna get to
overall,
the project.
the project is solid though. And
I
it's
love
okay. I love Pie 2 with Daylight and
Everybody did their thing on Pie. I do like
Shut-
Crocodile Tears.
yeah.
I do like I'm Ready, but I love I'm Ready. I think I'm Ready is a church hymn.
Yeah.
And that's a gospel song. That's a faith and inspirational track.
Mhm.
So but I think the fall off is still coming. So but J. Cole wanted to drop something because it was Dreamville weekend, Mike.
Yeah, Dreamville Festival.
It was Dreamville Festival weekend. Of course, he gonna headline his own shit. 50 Cent was a headliner. Nicki Minaj was a headliner as well. I totally tweaked. Didn't realize that it was on Amazon. But in knowing that, WrestleMania was going on that weekend, so I probably wasn't gonna watch it.
Yeah, he kind of he wasn't gonna get us with that. Can we go back and watch it again though? Is it still on Amazon? Is it something?
I'm gonna go check. I have not checked
I would love to watch that
because what I expected, like I wanted to build this up because I want to shout out Pat, faithful listener to the show. Me and him had a conversation on Facebook.
Yeah.
But we talked about the diss heard all around the world. 7-minute drill. And Mike, this is one of those moments where I don't like to be right. But Mike, boy, if I was so right on this.
What are you right about exactly, Jay?
So I'm gonna build up here. We're gonna take people back. Because I think in order for people to really, truly understand why Friday and Sunday took place, you have to go back in time. Shouts out to Jerome for checking us out. I want you to stay, Jerome. Tell your friends, come in, or listen to us on the DSPs when it drops. But I want to bring everybody back. Mike, everybody talks about a big three, right? But Mike, I want to ask you a question.
Well, has everybody been talking about a big three since?
I'm talking about right now.
Okay,
Everybody's talking about big three.
Okay, gotcha.
But I want to go back. The big three was not a big three. And if there was a big three, J. Cole was not a part of it. This is not.
J. Cole's never been in the big three, is what you say.
No. In 2012, 2013, in that time, right? 12 years ago.
Yeah.
People were talking about J. Cole. Not saying that people was not talking about J. Cole. But if you wanted to put a big three out here, let's say you want to throw out a big three. Drake was at that top of that list. Kendrick Lamar was on that list too. And in that third one is interchangeable. You could put Big Sean on that list. I will put Big Sean on that list. Those were the three people who was talking about the most. But you could throw Wiz Khalifa on there.
Wale.
You could throw Wale on there.
Okay.
But but J. Cole was probably last on the list. He was
back
a fan favorite.
Back in 2012, he would have been like, out of all of those people, he would have been last on the list?
He would not have been a part of the big three, Mike.
Interesting.
This is not a diss.
Yeah.
This is not revisionist history. This is history. Big Sean was on a higher level than J. Cole. J. Cole was always lagging behind. Come back to 2024 and you listen to 7-minute drill. He pretty much tells us that. When he said what he said about Kendrick being in his prime during Damn, but now he's lagging behind. And J. Cole feels like he's in his prime now. This is not a diss to J. Cole. But this is what I want y'all to get to understand. I'm telling a story here. I also want to bring into this because I was shocked and surprised that some people did not remember this. And I have a theory on that too. But Diggy Simmons dressed J. Cole ass up when J. Cole insinuated that he had sex with his sister. Diggy dressed his ass up.
I honestly, I remember, but I honestly forgot about it until you
It's
brought
Diggy
it back up
Simmons.
again.
It's Diggy Simmons.
Yeah.
But also, it's J. Cole. So let's throw that out there too. He did get dressed up by Diggy Simmons. Enough that when he dissed Diggy Simmons back, it was not hot.
I don't even remember that.
And he also apologized to Diggy Simmons for insinuating that he did something with his sister. I also want to take y'all back. I believe it was the BET Awards, Mike, where multiple people had on a certain Versace shirt. But J. Cole was the only person that looked out of place in that said Versace shirt. Mike, that was the beginning of the end of the J. Cole we knew then and the J. Cole we will get to know. All of a sudden, we didn't see J. Cole a lot. He started growing his hair out. Remember, I think it was Forest Hills Drive. J. Cole dropped the album, didn't do no interviews. They had a tape of him playing basketball during the dropping of the album. That becomes the J. Cole we're accustomed to. But also, I want to keep y'all there now because this is about 2015, Mike, going into 2016. Mike, J. Cole was the front runner to win the Grammy Award for Rap Album of the Year when he dropped that album. But I remember telling people he dropped it too early because we don't know who's going to drop in the Grammy timeline. Guess who dropped, Mike? Kendrick Lamar dropped. Mm-hmm. Mike, you want to know what album that Kendrick Lamar dropped? He dropped a critically acclaimed album called To Pimp a Butterfly.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
Let's fast forward real quick, Mike. To Pimp a Butterfly was mentioned in this J. Cole diss by saying it was gassed up. It was gassed up, Mike. So why am I talking about the Grammys in this, Mike? You might be wondering, like, how is this connected? Well, Mike, the Grammy Award for Rap Album of the Year at the 2016 Grammys just so happened to be To Pimp a Butterfly. Now let's fast forward it to J. Cole and what he said in this diss record. Mike, he said that the Grammys don't matter. Remember that?
Look at Bang. Look at Bang.
I told you I was waiting on this.
Look at Bang.
Because here's my thing, man. Some people, they hear it, but they don't listen. Mike, because we talked about this on the pod one day. Remember we talking about the Grammys and who was nominated and who should have won? I'm going to give you those nominees again. 2014 Forest Hills Drive, Dr. Dre Compton, Drake, if you're reading this, it's too late, Pink Print, Nicki Minaj. The winner of the Grammy for Rap Album of the Year was To Pimp a Butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
In the diss, Cole said Grammys don't matter. Why does Grammys not matter? You were nominated. You win. Everybody was helpful. Remember when Rock Nation did the live J. Cole joint on HBO. That was to get people back into the mode of that album because it was released early for votes. It didn't win because To Pimp a Butterfly, critically acclaimed, one. So let's fast forward it to after Forest Hills Drive because I think it's important for us to mention this about J. Cole. J. Cole has really hit his stride. He has. I would say, no, I would say that For Your Eyes Only, to me, was a misstep. But after that, he gave us KOD and he gave us the off season, which many might say might rival Forest Hills Drive as his best album. But lately, the last 2 years, J. Cole has been a monster out here. He's been featuring on everybody's shit and been killing them. In fact, he was featured on a track by a young man named Drake called First Person Shooter, Mike. Mike, do you like First Person Shooter?
I like the front half of it, yeah.
Who's on the front half of it?
Drake has a little quick 16, and then Cole pretty much demolishes the rest of the first half of the song. The second half of the song, I hate it. I cut it off after that.
Okay.
But overall, though, it's a solid record, though.
Mike, I'm gonna read you.
Somebody said only the video game. Who was that?
You say what?
It said, "Do you like first person shooters?" Somebody said only the video.
Only
game.
the video game.
Shout out to Allen. I don't know.
Hey, that's a good one. So in this song, First Person Shooter, J. Cole says, "Just know if I dish you."
Shout out Rob Allen. That's Rob Allen. All right, that's
Okay.
my boy Rob. All right, shout out Rob.
Just know if I dish you, I'd make sure that you know that I hit you like I'm on your call ID. Now that line was, I think, towards Lil Peep or some shit like that.
Who?
Or whatever. But in this, take a part of this stanza. J. Cole says, love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K. Dot? Is it Arbery? Or me? We are the big three, like we started the league. But right now, I'm feeling like Muhammad Ali. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Muhammad Ali. The one that they call when they shit ain't connecting no more. Feel like I got a job in IT. Rhyming with me is the biggest mistake. The Spider-Man me is me looking at Drake. It's like we recruited your homies to be demon deacons. We got them attending your wake. Hate how the game got away from bars. Man, this shit's like a prison escape.
Spit that shit, man.
Everybody steppers. Well, fuck it then. Everybody's breakfast, and I'm about to clean up my plate. Mike.
Bang, you cooking right now, bro. I know where
Mike.
you at. I know where you at.
Michael.
I ain't got to do nothing. Bang, got it. Go.
Michael.
Keep going, bro. Keep going.
What was the name of Kendrick Lamar's last album?
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Drake performed on this song and it did not match the level of J. Cole. And a lot of people acknowledge that. And then it started to click to a lot of people. Is J. Cole the best rapper alive right now? Some would have said yes. But you know who had an issue with that? Kendrick Lamar. Who out of all the songs he could have jumped on, what song did he jump on, Mike?
Jumped on a record with Future and Metro Boomin, who not sure about Future, but Metro Boomin in the past month or so has taking a disliking to Arbery.
So in that song, Kendrick Lamar sent shots at Drake and J. Cole. So what does J. Cole do? He drops 7-minute drill. Now,
Here we are.
tell me how you feel about said record, Mike.
7-minute drill. When I first listened to it, I was like, it's cool. I respect it. I wasn't a fan of the production, at least the front half of the production.
The front half, you right.
When that conductor beat flip came,
It was yes.
I said, oh yeah, here we go. And Cole was on the back end of that song talking big shit. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, we know what we're doing right now. If you wanted to call that like a little light jab, a swing or whatever, even if you lose that round, I commend you for swinging back at Kendrick. I respected it. And going back and listening to it again, I started to I'm messing with the front half of the song too. I fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, at the overall though, like I'm saying, it wasn't like a knockout punch, but it was a swing. It was a solid swing. You know what I'm saying? It was a connect, but hey, compared to Kendrick on like that, if I had to take a pick, I'm choosing Kendrick. But overall, though, I respect 7-minute drill. I'm cool with it. I didn't have a problem with anything he said on there. Not one thing. I was cool with. I was cool with everything. Like,
now,
if this is what we doing, this is what we doing.
Now, here's part one of why I was so upset this weekend. Because people be using references wrong, Mike.
Yeah.
A jab is a punch.
Yeah.
And people were telling me, oh, that's just a jab. Mike, people get knocked out by jabs. I'm a loyal boxing watcher.
I was about to say,
People get knocked out by jabs, fam.
Yeah.
This was a round. J. Cole clearly heard or thought it was time to be able to throw a little jab out there if y'all want to use that. Ended the round. To start the round. Tap. End the round.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick Lamar countered. Bow. And then J. Cole responded with his tap. Mm-hmm. Mike, in boxing, you win a round different couple of ways. Different judges have different things. Mm-hmm. One of which is who's the most active. Who's the most active boxer in the round? You can't count punches, really. It's not a composite that you would get and like this person hits you 9 times compared to 4. Because sometimes that person that hits you 4 times can do more damage than the 9 times you punched.
Yeah.
That person could drop through 1 jab, but through 3 power punches.
So
4 punches knocked you out.
And for you to say that too, let me use that as a comparison. Shout out to my boy Jay Thomas, who's watching right now. But he said that he was happy Cole participated, but it sounded too friendly. That's okay. So
we're gonna go there.
Oh no, wait. No. I'm gonna compare it to the boxing. I'm gonna compare it to a boxing standpoint. Okay. Kendrick swung. J. Cole slap boxing. He play fighting. Like, all right, bro. We play fighting. That's what Cole was doing. Cole was play fighting. Kendrick fighting. Cole was some play fight. Nah, bro.
So
cool, bro. I ain't trying to fight you for real.
I go on social media and say some of what you said. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read what I posted because I think it's important for me to say this from my perspective, so it could be clarity here. Because I thought what I wrote was pretty cut and paste, very simple. I said after a couple listens, because I'm also thinking about the grand scheme of things. I'm not thinking just about the record. I said after a couple of listens, Jermaine overthought this. And since it's WrestleMania weekend, I'll put this in wrestling terms. It's Dreamville weekend, so it's Cole's WrestleMania weekend. That means you got to come out strong. This needs to ring off at the festival. You need a WrestleMania Dreamville moment. This ain't it. This was like an in your house pay per view. You can't do that when technically you threw the first shot in first person shooter. Now you have to put the foot to his necks. Now, in boxing terms, this is technically Cole's big moment to show that he's the Ali of the big three, while Drake and Dot are Joe Frazier and George Foreman, respectfully. Now it feels like Ken is one song away from making Cole Ken Norton. If this was the first shot, I would feel differently, but it isn't. So Cole takes the L in this round, and he's on the ropes going into round two because Duckworth smells blood. So I want to take y'all back to the big three line, because I think this is very important for people to know and understand since we listen to rap, right? When J. Cole says that he's the Muhammad Ali, he's saying it for this reason. Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time, right? But it's not about him being the greatest of all time. The big three in the 70s was George Foreman, Joe Frazier, and Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali beat George Frazier. Muhammad Ali beat Joe Frazier twice, actually. He beat George Foreman once. He's the top at the big three. And for those who don't know boxing, like a lot of the old heads and stuff too, Ken Norton, whose son is Ken Norton Jr., formerly of the Dallas Cowboys, Mike's favorite team. Mm-hmm. His daddy was a boxer. Mm-hmm. His daddy might be considered the fourth of that because he fought all three of those guys. I actually think he beat Muhammad Ali in one of those fights. And then the second one, Muhammad Ali got his lick back. Either way it go. Ken Norton is the fourth. And that's why I said Ken Norton. Now, I never said that the song wasn't good. What I said was that wasn't it.
You were the 7-minute drill.
Yep. And, okay. People was like, oh, he was just jabbing them. And this is not the first round and all of that. No, brother. I even had my man Pat, shouts out to him, said, when do we count verses as a round? And I was like, fam, we was arguing when LL Cool J dropped 4-3-2-1 off of two verses. And then they dropped songs. Mm-hmm. And we judged them from all four. Yeah. And it was even something that I said to him, like, based off of your analysis here, then that means Takeover is not the first round or neither a round in this battle, because technically Takeover was about Prodigy first and third verse. Verse 2 was only about Nas. So if you want to be technical, Takeover is a Prodigy diss.
Look, man, that's a waste of an argument right there, man. If you present a song and whatever it is you're doing, whether it's a verse, whether it's 16s or 32 or 64, if it's a verse or a song, if you present it, that's a round.
That's a round.
How way you flip it, G? Come on now.
So now let's get to the nuts and bolts of this shit. The reception of this record was not the best. It didn't give you oohs and ahs. Even the first beat just was like, what the fuck is we doing here? It sounded like some shit Drake could rap to. And it's Dreamville weekend, Mike. Like I said, this is his Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to perform that on stage. Mike, he gets on stage and he does something that I've never seen in hip hop. He apologizes to Kendrick Lamar. He said that this whole thing was eating him up. And he apologized for the diss record. Even told his mans, hey, yo, we got to take that off the streaming. Can we do that?
After 2 days of the song being out, it was eating them up.
2 days. Eating them up.
Come on.
Mike, this is where we now have to have an honest conversation. This show is all about an honest conversation. This show is, we try to be as subjective as possible. That's why we have shirts, y'all, that you can purchase. But Mike, I'm going to call the biggest cap on Jermaine Cole. And here's why. Go listen to Might Delete Later. On Might Delete Later, J. Cole is spending that whole album telling you that he is the best rapper alive and anybody could get it. And then he ends the album with somebody getting it. And the reception was not the way that he wanted it. It wasn't eating him up for a beef or about a beef. It was eating him up because he did not get the response that he wanted to get. He's a rapper, y'all. For anybody that's sitting up there and say, oh, he apologized. Oh, he's a rapper. There is a competitive nature in that man. And if it's anybody in rap who has been showing the competitive nature of this sport of rap, it has been one person. One. And that one person has been Jermaine Cole. Jermaine Cole, for the past 2 years of features, has been telling everybody that he is the best in the world at what he does, and anybody can get it. And the moment that the challenge was thrown out there and he rapped, it did not come across in a way that he thought. And now he feel away. Because at his own festival, this nigga is apologizing to another man on stage. This is like Jay-Z apologizing to Prodigy the next year at Summer Jam. That would not happen. And I didn't say Nas, I said Prodigy. Because again, Prodigy was the biggest target of takeover. The man put him on the Summer Jam screen. That's why I call Cap One Cole. Because he dropped this for a reason, y'all. His festival is that weekend. You do not do that, and there's not a strategy behind it. So for everybody, yes, J. Cole can feel away, and he can apologize. That's what we supposed to do if we feel like players fuck up. But apologize for the right reason, Jack. Apologize because you threw off some shit that made everybody fucking doze off, and not say, man, I felt the way about dissing my mans. Because you strategized about the diss. You strategized about the diss, or you let your people fuck you up. You let your people fuck yourself up. Bruh. The only way you do this, especially by putting it as the last song, it's the last song we're going to hear, is because you know your festival is going on that weekend. If we all would have been like, yo, this shit tough, my nigga, you would have performed that at the event. But I can tell you when things change, Mike, honest conversation. It was the Joe Budden podcast. Because I very rarely listen to the Joe Budden podcast anymore because I have my own and I don't want my thoughts to mix in with somebody else's. Did you listen to the Joe Budden podcast this weekend, Mike?
Mm-mm. I haven't even seen any clips or anything.
Mike, you got to listen to it. It is the best intro they've ever done. They kicked that bitch off with Jada and Beans diss songs. Oh yeah, I wasn't turning it after that. I was geeked. But then you listen to their critique of this song. They killed it.
Yeah.
They killed it. So you add that to social media and everything. J. Cole, let's just say it, fam. You had cold feet. You didn't get the reaction that you wanted, especially after your 2 years of running through people. J. Cole, I'm going to tell you who you were. You're Mike Tyson. You're Mike Tyson. Here's why. Mike, outside of Drake, who's the best rapper that J. Cole did a feature with?
You say outside of?
In these last 2 years, the best rapper that he did a feature with outside
Cole?
of Drake was, Cole. Was who? I know the answer.
Benny?
Yep. And some people will say that J. Cole had the best verse in that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at Mike Tyson's record, he got a couple of people that was tough. But he went up against Evander Holyfield and got his ass whooped. He went up against Buster Douglas and got upset. That's the same thing what happened to Cole. Cole was out here was doing features with Lil Yachty and other niggas who just ain't on his level lyrically. So it's easy for you to shine when you're doing records with these niggas. He went and did first person shooter and blacked the fuck out. And in first person shooter, he told us that he was the best rapper alive. Mike, I can't even listen to first person shooter the same because I don't believe him. I can't listen to that track with Lil Yachty because I don't believe him. And I was listening to Might Delete Later before this show just to be sure. And I don't believe him. I don't believe that J. Cole feels like he's the best out because the time that he had to show it, he lamed out and he apologized to a man. Now, I don't think J. Cole's career is over. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to do that. But what I will say is this. This has unintended circumstances, Mike. And here's the unintended circumstances. Mike, we grew up in a world where this right here showed who's the best. We judge people verse versus verse. We got people still arguing about Jay-Z versus Eminem. Who had the best verse on Renegade. Shit, anytime somebody's on a two or three niggas is on a verse, we argue about, yo, this person got them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Every battle don't necessarily got to be somebody beefing or whatever. It's just simply, I'm about to show you that right now I'm the best. And that's all J. Cole was doing until he got to Sunday. I don't believe him. And here's the big part about this, Mike. The reason why I want to start off with like 2012. Because Cole wasn't a part of that group in the way that he wanted to be. And he started getting up there. Start moving on up. And start passing Big Sean and Wiz and Big Crit.
I forgot
and
about
all
Big
of these
Crit.
Wale and all of these folks in the blog era that he was just passing by. And this year, he finally got there. He finally got to the point where you can really throw out the question, is he better than Kendrick or is he better than Drake? Or is he better than both of them? This was his time, and that's why he mentioned 10 years ago, Mike. In that joint, J. Cole wanted to explain to you all that y'all been sleeping on me for at least 10 years. But I'm here. I'm still standing. I'm still strong. And I'm about to show y'all I'm the best. And the moment he got the chance to show it, it wasn't good. That's why I'm calling Cap.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm listening to him. And it just was not hot. It just didn't hit like Kendrick's did. And from there, he said, man, we supposed to be brothers. I'm sorry. J. Cole, I think, is one of the best rappers out right now. But I don't believe it no more. Because he don't believe it. He should have stood on it and really shown that y'all got me fucked up. And because of that, Mike, outside of people that we grew up with, battle rapping in songs is done.
Streets is done.
Streets is done, Mike.
Oh my
I'm gonna
god.
explain this before I pass it on over to you, because I want you to do your ISO.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But Mike, this is what we grew up on, fam. We grew up on the source. We grew up on Five Mics. We grew up listening to others people's verses and saying that this person had the best verse. No, this person had the best verse. I grew up on who had the best verse on Money, Power, and Respect. I grew up, hell, who had the best verse on All About the Benjamins.
We still growing up in an era where we arguing about who's got the better verse on Blackout or Reservoir Dogs
Yes.
or 1-900 Hustler. You know what I'm saying? We still argued about that to this day.
We grew up on competition.
Absolutely.
We grew up on rap competition. Now, sometimes it went too far. But at the essence, it was showing the person that I'm better than you. When Jay-Z said, who's the best MCs, Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas, we heard that with the school and had the debate. So when you say you the big three, we having the debate because that's what we grew up on. But these kids ain't grow up on that. These kids who listen to this rap shit now, they ain't grew up on that. They ain't grew up on competition. They don't give a damn about who the best MC. They don't give a fuck about an MC. So you mean to tell me that, as Jay-Z said, there's some kid eating cereal who's going to be better than me or whatever the fuck he said? That same kid that's now eating cereal don't give a damn about being better than anybody.
Damn, Cole.
That was the nail in the coffin. Old niggas give a damn about that shit. But these kids don't give a damn. So when we start moving on out, these kids ain't trying to be the best. They ain't trying to be better than their counterpart. They don't see the competition outside of what we get at the club or how much money we throw up. When it comes to this exercise called rap, this sport called rap, they don't give a damn about the competition. And J. Cole basically showed that now he don't give a damn about the competition either. He'll just rap about it. That shit worse than the nigga saying he's gonna shoot you in a rap and ain't never held a gun in his life. Because he just told everybody for the past 2 years, I'm better than you, and did not show it when the time came. Mike, floor is yours.
Damn, man. You said a lot, bro. A lot of your thoughts were my thoughts. I agree with everything you said. The way I see it though, I'm gonna throw Cole a bone. I'm gonna give him a bone on this one. You spoke on a perspective where this all came about because he didn't like the response he got after the record dropped.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw him a bone here. I'm gonna say this though, like you said, like this past 2 years, in the midst of him dropping the album, the off season up until now, with features and everything like that, he has been the proclaimed, the people's choice as one of the best out right now. And you know, every year he keeps himself relevant because of the guest verses. He's keeping himself just in the conversation, just off guest verses alone, which is commendable. We commend you, Cole, because we know what you can do when you rapping. So that's dope. But you know, him sparking up this beef, and like I said, I think when Cole going into this, bro, he's looking at it as friendly fire, you know, everything like that. But when you put out that record and you get on there and you know you say things like I know it's one thing he said in his speech at the Dreamville Festival where he claims that he shouldn't have discredited, downplayed, Kendrick Lamar's discography. Look, like Jay Thomas said in the comments, like, what I'm saying, like the song, it just felt too friendly. The diss felt too friendly. It's kind of like, all right, I want to play fight with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna slap box. I don't really want to, swing. I don't really want to put the gloves on and throw blows. So you getting on the record though, and you downplaying his discography, that's what you use as part of your strategy on the diss record. Man, I feel like I have a problem with him backtracking on that. Going up there and saying, man, I shouldn't downplay his discography, using that excuse, like, man, I'm downplaying this dude's catalog, knowing he, got 4 classics or whatever that case may be. Look, dog, this is why I said I didn't have a problem with the diss record, because you didn't say anything that people don't say about Kendrick discography necessarily. Like, I don't necessarily agree. You don't necessarily agree. But I mean, a lot of people, even though it did win Grammy for Rap Album of the Year, a lot of people do probably feel like, hey, To Pimp a Butterfly is the snoozer of his discography. And that's okay. If you feel that way, bro. If you feel that way, stand on it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Stand on it. I don't have an issue with you saying it. I don't necessarily agree. And I know for sure Bang don't agree, but that's okay. It's subjective. It is subjective, G. And it's okay to be subjective and let us decide, whether or not, we're fans. We're the ones that gonna, bicker about it and debate and go on the podcasts and, talk on the internet about, hey, whose discography is better, blah, blah, blah. Let the people decide. If that's what we want to say, if we feel like it is, then hey, it is what it is. You put it on the record because that's what the world says. And that's okay. Don't backtrack though. But see, this is also my problem too, though. Like with the whole friendly fire thing, like with the diss, like it didn't feel like he went 100% in with it because I don't really want to go too hard because this my brother. He used the whole Nino Brown line, in 7-minute drill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me ask you a question, Cole. Let me ask you a question. You using this like this guy's like your BFF and shit. Like you going about this like you it's like this BFF thing you got. Do you and Kendrick hang out like outside of the industry? Was you in his wedding? Like, did you go to his baby shower? Like, bro, do y'all like, kick it? You know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all go have drinks and shit? You know what I'm saying? Because the only time I've ever seen these niggas together is at events when y'all flicking up. You know what I'm saying? And y'all show respect in interviews and shit like that, And it's like, hey, yeah, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I put him on to Dr. Dre, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? We got a secret album that we recorded or whatever like that. And, you know what I'm saying? This shit is all love. It's all respect. But you making it seem like y'all just BFFs. And Kendrick don't see it that way. And the fact that you don't see it that way is disturbing, bro, because this man get on that record, bro, and he firing at you like this ain't friendly, G. So why you keep getting on here, getting on these records and getting up on stage, making it seem like y'all just best of friends? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all niggas just is hanging out, y'all texting every other day, sharing, you know what I'm saying, family stories and all of that shit like that, bro. Like he don't see it that way. That's not what we doing, fam. So like it's okay to go at this nigga and jab at him, bro, for the love of the sport, for the sport that we love, which we call hip hop, fam, because that's what the fans want to hear. We want to hear y'all. You know what I'm saying? So from this moment on, Cole, I want you to get this right here, man, because this is very important. What I'm about to say right here, bro. As the hip hop community, you see this shirt I got on right here, bro. Peer hip hop. Us as a hip hop community. Us, the people, the fans, the podcasters, the people that's out here creating content, fans, whoever. We issue you a cease and desist. We're going to issue a cease and desist. We're going to issue out an NDA. We're going to issue out, a gag order that you can't get on records anymore and say the words GOAT, best, number one, all of the above. When it comes to rapping, bro, just get on the songs and spit your stories, you know what I'm saying? Talk your shit, you know what I'm saying, to the people, and and create your music, you know what I'm saying, that you love, and tell the stories and paint the pictures and everything like that. But when it's as far as this bragging and number one, GOAT, best, Ali, Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying? All these GOATs, don't compare yourself to any of these people, G. Because if you do, bro, it's gonna be a problem. So here, NDA, non-disclosure, you can't say none of that shit. Gag order, you can't say none of these things. Cease and desist, all of that shit that you actually said as far as like being number one and being a GOAT, and you know what I'm saying, can't nobody fuck with you, bro. Here, we taking all of that back from you, fam. We taking all that back until further notice. I don't know how Cole bounces back from this. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, man, I don't think his career is over. I think he's good. He's solid. He's solidified, fam. You know what I'm saying? All of his career's done. He dead out here. I don't see it, you know what I'm saying, that way. You know, he's gonna drop a project soon. Allegedly, what I've heard from a text message I got earlier today is that the fall off is coming in the next 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible. I necessarily don't agree with him doing that. I feel like, hey, man, you should just go ahead and sit this one out for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Finish up the project, you know what I'm saying? Overlook it a couple times, you know, and drop maybe into the summer. But apparently it's coming soon.
Look.
But that's how I see it, though. That's where I'm at with this, fam. You know what I'm saying? If I'm speaking from a perspective to where Cole is, you know, not necessarily backtracking because of he didn't like the response. I'm saying he really, I'm agree with him. All right, bro. Like, yo, you feel like this guy's your friend. You feel like, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't be downplaying somebody of this magnitude, and his discography is just this great. So you feel really bad about it, fam. I feel like that's just a bunch of bullshit, fam. It's okay to go at that nigga, fam. It's okay to say his shit is weak.
Have you not played? See, here's the biggest part of
it's
what
okay to do that. What I'm saying, Nicole, is that if that is your mindset, I disagree totally, and it's okay.
Mike, don't you hoop against your homies?
Huh?
You hoop against your homies?
Of course.
Don't you try to go at your homies?
Absolutely.
You try to cross your homie over.
Absolutely.
You try to embarrass your homie. You try to dunk on your homie. You gonna cross him over when he fall. You gonna look and be like, nigga, bow.
Absolutely.
That's the same shit right here.
That's what we doing, Cole. That's all this is, Phil.
That's all this is. Nobody telling you to go jump a nigga. Ain't nobody trying to say it's a Dreamville versus goddamn PG Lang gang fight. No.
It ain't like that, G. And look, and also with this too, like I'm saying, with all of this friendly fire and everything. Oh yeah, this is my BFF. This this and that, bro. You are from North Carolina. That nigga is from Compton. Y'all are not friends, okay? That nigga is from another part of the world, fam. Another part of the United States, bro. That nigga do not relate to you.
Mike,
y'all niggas ain't that
J.
cool.
Cole. This is the equivalent of J. Cole saying, yo, I don't want to cross my homie over, fam. Fam, if me and you hoop and I cross your ass over and you fall, guess what you gonna hear for at least a good year? Remember when I crossed your ass over? Made your ass fall. Absolutely, nigga, that scar on your knee, that's me. Like,
absolutely.
That's what this is. And look, let me say this because mental health matters, y'all. Mental health matters.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying J. Cole should not have apologized if he felt like he did something wrong. If you feel like he did something wrong, apologize.
Man, apologize when the shit is over. When y'all niggas done.
No. Hear me out.
Person.
This is not bail. I'm shooting him. Just to let you know.
Go ahead,
if you feel like you apologized in doing something, like you did something, you need to apologize. You feel like you did something, you need to apologize. Go do that. What we're saying, what a lot of us are saying, because everybody is not saying this, but what a lot of people are saying is you did nothing wrong.
At all, bro. You didn't do anything.
And not only did you not do anything wrong, this was a lot of people's KRS-One versus MC Shan. This was their Jay-Z versus Nas. This is that opportunity to show that you are the top of the food chain in something that is as competitive as rap. Nobody expected y'all to see each other at the BET Awards and go shoot each other. No, we expected y'all to have a respectable bar fight. And you said, I apologize. Is To Pimp a Butterfly that damn good to you, my G? Because the crazy part about it is, I was one of the few people who was like, nah, fam, you tripping. You said To Pimp a Butterfly is Huff, but Damn is his prime. Damn is Huff to me. I hate Damn. I love To Pimp a Butterfly. I ain't gonna say I hate Damn. I some joints I like, but
You think
overall,
it's overrated? You think it's an overrated
I think
project?
that project is overrated.
Mm-hmm.
So when Cole when he said what he said, I was like, oh no, you talking about the wrong album. But carry on.
Yeah.
Nobody expected that, J. Cole. But when you say you are the best, you gotta show it.
You can't say that shit no more, bro.
You can't say that shit no more to me.
The
So
gag order is out.
it's not career suicide. I do not think it's career suicide. In fact, I think that a lot of people are going to follow his lead now. Why do I have to compete in this? Why do I have to show everybody that I'm the best? Does even being the best matter? I believe now that he's about to usher in an era where people officially do not care about being the best rapper. And the crazy thing is if somebody would have asked me before even 7 Minute Drill came out, who wants to be the best rapper alive right now? I would have said J. Cole, because J. Cole's been doing it and he's been doing it consistently. And he's been letting everybody know for about 2 years now, ain't nobody fucking with me. But the chance you had to show that, you apologized at your event. At your Super Bowl, you said, bro, I'm sorry. Everybody show Kendrick Lamar some love. And that to me is what lamed it out. So J. Cole, hey man,
Look, this will need to happen.
you could be the greatest dude in Fayetteville, but
this
don't
is
say
what needs to
nothing
happen.
outside of that shit.
This is what needs to happen now, bang. Kendrick needs to say, fuck that apology. You gonna spar with me, nigga. One way or another. We need another headshot from Kendrick, bro.
Nope, because then now they're gonna be like, yo, he's a bully.
Fuck that shit. That means Cole gonna come out to play. He gonna come out to play again. You know what I'm saying?
Now we waiting on Drake. And here's the thing. My expectation for Drake to come out and really show everybody that he could do this, my expectation has grown. Drake has to come out the gate and be like, Cole ain't gonna do it. He too nice, but I ain't him. You got the wrong light-skinned nigga fucked up. Cole put more pressure on Drake to come out and save this whole shit. Now, moving on.
No, wait.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
That's your Drake expectation. I'm gonna tell you what my Drake expectation is. I don't expect Drake to do nothing. This is the most we're gonna get out of Drake, bro. Drake just finished up the tour. Summertime is about to come through. Summertime is officially on the way. Shout out to the last 2 days, 60, 70 degree days outside. I'm gonna just take it back to what normally happens around this time during the summer. Khaled, he drops a record, he drops an album, and you know what Khaled does during the promo? I got the Drake verse. The Drake verse is in. I got the Drake vocals. You know what I'm saying? More headshots for your whatever the fuck they be saying. You know what I'm saying? No, but yeah, and we're gonna get a Drake record on a Khaled album. Probably get a couple little sneak diss lines on there, and that's it. And then maybe when he comes out with an album the end of the year, beginning of the next year, we'll get like a 4 p.m. in Charlotte or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or some bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen, bro. I don't see Drake coming out to play at all, fam. Is with this, fam. I don't see it. I don't think it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Drake can get on stage and say all of that bullshit about I'm the best and can't nobody fuck with me, blah, blah, blah. Like, there you go. That just goes to show me right there that you don't want to get in the booth. If you got to get on stage to let all the 80,000 people that you performing in front of, let them know that can't nobody fuck with you, that means you ain't trying to fight. Because you claiming you ain't got nothing to prove. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. You ain't trying to come out here and play, bro. So I don't expect anything from Drake as far as this battle is concerned. But what I do hope happens is Kendrick fires back again. I want Kendrick to fire back again at both of them niggas and make them come out, especially Cole. I'm not even really interested in hearing what Drake has to say in response to this because I don't think lyrically he can get on with Kendrick, and I think he knows that. You know, Kendrick Lamar really is the boogeyman. He got these niggas really scared to rap with him, and that's okay. And it's okay.
So, Mike, let me ask you this question because I put this
Rap with
question.
these niggas, that's cool. You scared rap?
Now, I asked this question on social today, and I'm gonna shout out to Leon Rogers. I'm going back to my 90s shit, as you should.
Yeah.
As you should. Because this man, imagine if KRS-One would apologize to MC Shan for The Bridge Is Over. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine if Jay-Z would apologize to Prodigy for putting his little kitty picture on the Summer Jam screen.
And we gotta stop this Jay-Z apologize to Nas shit. Please let's get the facts straight, okay, on this. All right. He didn't apologize. He didn't apologize for Takeover. He apologized for Super Ugly, and it was because his mom made him apologize, and he didn't do it publicly. And it was because of the whole baby mama thing, like, airing out, him having sex with his baby mama, you know what I'm saying, and all that shit like that, bro. But if you go to Blueprint 2 and listen to the song on Blueprint 2, they was dissing each other. Jay was dissing Nas on that shit again. And Jay-Z said, I quote, "My mama can't say you this time. Niggas is history. Who can flow more vicious than me, more religiously? That's why they call me Hove." All right, so stop.
See,
y'all niggas gotta stop.
No. See, I'm glad that you said that. Because Pat is sitting up there talking about, yo, niggas don't be listening. They be hearing shit, but they don't be really listening. And that's why I don't be wanting to have debates with folks, because they skim it through, or they look at what everybody is saying on social media. They don't really listen. If you go back into the pod, I told y'all how this shit really came to be. Cole was tired of being the little nigga in the group. He's still the little nigga in the group. Because he apologized for some shit he didn't have to apologize for.
Yeah. So
that was frustrating.
Nigga didn't have to apologize at all.
To me.
Because nothing disrespectful was said. This shit wasn't finna go left field or nothing, bro. This was gonna stay on wax, stay in the booth, and y'all niggas was gonna laugh about it when y'all link up with each other at the BET Awards next year.
He had nothing to apologize for. This is just a sport.
That's it, man. That's all this is, man.
But again, people act like it was Takeover versus Ether. And they don't even realize that Ether, verse 1 and verse 3 was about Prodigy.
On Takeover. Mm-hmm. And you got to understand, with them niggas rapping, it was all sport and everything like that, and it stayed on wax. But at the time, them niggas really didn't like each other. Nas didn't like Jay. Jay didn't like Nas. Jay didn't like Prodigy. Prodigy didn't like Jay. Them niggas actually had a problem with each other. There's no issue here.
No, they said Prodigy, if I can remember correctly, they said Prodigy said he ended up in the same spot as Jay and thought it was going to go down. And he saw Jay, and Jay was like, "Oh, man, it's just hip hop. I got to find it. I got to find that." Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Like, yo, this is just hip hop. You all good, man. We all good. That's all this was.
And if you claim that you so buddy with Kendrick, bro, it definitely shouldn't be no problem with you know what I'm saying, spitting at him, you know what I'm saying, getting at him on the record. Like, it's okay, fam. If this is your, so-called claimed friend, if y'all niggas is friends, this shouldn't be no problem, bro. Shouldn't be no problem at all. So
yeah, it's like they didn't. It's just like, yo, we all good, but they didn't settle anything, is what I think you remember what happened.
You talking about as far as Jay-Z and Prodigy?
Yeah, like they didn't sit down and like actually like, oh no, he good. Yeah. If it was truly beef, he wouldn't have went nowhere.
Yeah.
In that shit.
Yeah. But you know,
But
that's what
whatever, man. Like whatever, fam. But I do have a legit question here. I do have a legit question here, based off of what I've seen, and I put this up on the socials and all of that. Do rappers really care about being the best rapper alive?
do rappers care?
Yeah. Do you
I think
believe?
it's I think it's so I think certain okay, let me ask so to answer your question, I think you answered it as far as like do fans care? Did you
No,
mention
no,
do
no.
fans
Do
care?
rappers care?
Okay.
Do rappers care about being the best rapper alive?
I think some of them do. Some of them do. I don't think that there's a certain amount. I think it just depends on the kind of music you're making. I don't think like the trap rappers, like I don't think the trap rappers make like they care about. I think they care about I'm the best. I'm making the best trap music or I'm making the best drill music. You know what I'm saying? But as far as being the overall best, there's only a handful of guys who care about being the overall best. I think Kendrick cares. I think Cole cares. Drake says it over and over again. You know what I'm saying? What is he saying on first person shooter? You know what I'm saying? Girls at the table saying who the goat, go ahead, say it. These niggas really do want us to say that they're the GOAT, bro. They care. I think
Who though?
it's that group, bro. That main group that we talk about right now, the Big Sean's, the Cole.
But see, okay, so see
Those
that's
are the
where
ones that get on the records and
okay.
they're displaying their rap abilities at
So
top notch ability, at top
so let
top
me
notch skills when it
so
comes to
Mike,
rap.
while I agree with you,
They the ones that care.
so while I agree with you, they the old niggas now.
They are the old niggas. But who do we have now currently that's like who do we look to now as like
Like
that kind
you
of
gotta think about it. Like when you think about that group right there, when you think about just going with just let's name them. Let's go like Drake, Cole, Sean, Freddie Gibbs,
right. Yep.
like
Those
a lot
guys.
of
Those,
like those guys. You could go back to 2010 with them, fam. It's 2024.
so I would say so you say that, I say that this might be the last era, the last group of guys
That
that actually cares about it. So going forward, I don't think we're gonna see guys really care about it as much as this group does. To
this
answer
is
your
the
question.
last right, and this is the last era of a rapper caring about being the best
Mm-hmm.
and it mattering.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's some rappers, some younger rappers who out there rapping their ass off
Mm-hmm.
that can say, yo, I'm the best rapper alive right now. Like, remember when Lil Wayne dropped that joint and at the end of the song, he said, I'm the best rapper alive since the best rapper retired?
Mm-hmm. That's on Carter too. That's the song Best Rapper Alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said on the end of that song. Best rapper alive since the best rapper retired. And he was referring to Jay-Z.
You remember how much that just, once you heard that, you was like, wait a minute, what? Ooh.
Wayne solidified himself as that.
And
Go ahead.
so I'm glad that you said it because that's exactly what I was about to say.
Mm-hmm.
When Lil Wayne dropped Carter 1,
Mm-hmm.
everybody was like, all right, okay. All right.
We see the elevation.
We see that. But when he staked his claim, I'll tell y'all this. This is my belief. That Lil Wayne would not be Lil Wayne today if he never makes that statement.
I agree with you.
Lil Wayne would not be considered what he is right now if he never takes hold of that claim, of that honor, of being the best rapper alive.
And what's so important about that claim is that everybody don't agree with it, but niggas argued it. Niggas, that was
Bring it back. Yeah, bring it back.
The Wayne. Oh yeah, you know what, Jay? You are correct. He
That's
did
a-
say that best rapper retired, best rapper alive since the
It
best
was
rapper.
Bring
He
It Back.
did.
I knew I was
And
strict,
then
but-
on Carter 2, he had the song Best Rapper
Yes.
Alive.
Back
You are
when Lil
absolutely
Wayne,
correct.
because I was
Absolutely correct.
because so when Lil Wayne in 04 says, I'm the best rapper alive
Yeah.
since the best rapper retired, he takes a hold of that claim. And now he has everybody talking, and now he has to hold on to that moniker. And he did it. Him saying to the world that I am the best since Jay-Z retired and showing it in the way that he did, Lil Wayne is not Lil Wayne if he does not say that. He is not. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. It's just rap is about bravado in some cases of showing people that I'm the best. I can't see somebody saying that in 2024 and the people even caring, because that's the second part. I don't think rappers want to be the best rapper, or younger rappers. Let me rephrase that. I don't think younger rappers coming in the game today want that honor because people don't care about that honor no more. Mm-hmm. Us 35 and up guys want to have the conversation and the debate about who's the best rapper. And that's why everybody is up in arms with J. Cole for apologizing. Because that's what you said that you were. You had the opportunity to show it, and you didn't show it. The flip side, though, we can't go to some of these younger cats and hear them say that and really truly believe it. Yep. Like, these rappers are older now. Like, you got to look at it. The KD, the LeBron era, all of them about to go away. Chris Paul, all of them about to go away. So now we're talking about Ant-Man. We're talking about Zion Williamson, all of these cats. Yep. Out of all of them, you know who I feel like wants to be the best player in the world
Anthony
today?
Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. Who's the Anthony Edwards of rap? Who wants to be the greatest? Who has that goal? Who has that aspiration? And anytime they step in front of a microphone, it's going to prove it to you. Somebody tell me who that is, and I'll listen to them. But right now, I don't feel like there's a young rapper out right now that wants that title, because I also believe that these younger fans don't give a damn about that title. So what are you striving for? So that is the only bail that I'll shoot J. Cole, because he's going to be fighting for a moniker that who really gives a damn about it anymore.
Yeah. But in a sense where, like, hey, it ain't just making music. When it comes to the era that we grew up in, when it comes to hip hop, claiming that you're the best rapper, claiming that you're the number one guy is not just, you know what I'm saying, making records and, you know what I'm saying, just spitting random verses and I rap better than you. You know what I'm saying? If you get on the record and you invite competition, don't duck it when it's knocking at your front door. And that's exactly what you just did. You've been inviting competition on, you've been not even just these past 2 years. Since you dropped, since you came out, since you emerged on the scene, bro, the warm-up, Friday Night Lights, you know what I'm saying? These are projects that you dropped, the come up. These are projects you dropped before you even dropped your debut album, bro. You've been inviting the competition for a very long time, fam. And now here we are, 2024, with the perfect opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to engage with one of your peers who gets on record and claims that he's the best. And you had the opportunity. We had a perfect opportunity here to get a solid sparring match from y'all. And you ducked. You ducked the sparring session, bro. This wasn't no like heavyweight title, you know what I'm saying? Like in the ring, you know, it was a sparring session, G. With the pads on y'all heads, bro. That's all it was. And you ducked that, fam.
And no, conscious rapper's not coming to an end. It's gonna always be here. Yeah. What's not, and there's a lot of rappers out there that's really killing it, both locally and nationally. We're just not gonna hear them in the mainstream like we would have in like 1995. With that being said, Mike is right. And that's what we'll leave it at, man. Great conversation around this shit, Mike.
Absolutely.
Close us out.
Hey, man, y'all already know, man, Some Do Pod. Make sure y'all rate, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe. Shout out to everybody right now that's watching us on YouTube. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to B Dot, shout out to Rob Allen, shout out to Jay Thomas. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/the What Digital. We on IG at Some Dude Pod. We on Twitter at Some Dude Pod, at JR Bang, at Mike B_CHR. He said, Nicole pull a Shannon Brown in the dunk contest. Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's possible. You could say that because I remember when Shannon entered the dunk contest, we thought Shannon was gonna be cold when it came to the dunk contest, and I remember that dunk contest vividly. He was terrible. But shout out to Shannon Brown. That's Proviso East all day, fam. I ain't gonna never talk bad about SB. But yeah, man. Some Do Pod, hashtag Some Do Pod is the group on Facebook. Episode 197. We 3 episodes away from episode 200. We got some big things coming up, announcements coming real soon, hopefully within this next week or so, pertaining to the episode 200. So y'all stay in tune, you know what I'm saying, and keep on the lookout for that. I'm Mike B, that's JR Bang, and we out of here.